Captain America, Brave New World, the new installment in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and the first big on-screen appearance of Sam Wilson as Captain America in his solo film. This being Black History Month, I wanted to see this dude win in this movie. But after walking out of the theater, I only have one thing to say.
Damn, damn, damn!
Let's get into it. Hey everyone, Jedi Mike here. I'm back with another video. Today, I'm going to be talking about the new film, Captain America Brave New World. This is going to be my non-spoiler review. This film will be coming out on February 14th on Valentine's Day. It is a good movie. It's average at best, and that's the best way of putting it. I know this is not a Ant-Man Quantumania. This is not a She-Hulk. This is not Secret Invasion. It's not even the Marvels. I'll say mid at best. A lot of controversy in terms of this film having reshoots, having different writers on it and everything. Also with some comments that Anthony Mackie made where you may disagree or agree, whatever, on some of the things that he said or the way he said it, which unfortunately brought some negative press in this film. Also, certain characters in this film that was cut out and added into there. But let me just start off with this. If you are a seasoned Marvel veteran of watching these movies, this is gonna be nothing new. The title's called Brave New World, but there's nothing new about it. It's the same. And you feel that with this movie. But there were some positives here. First off, let me start with the leads. I think Anthony Mackie, again, he been in the MCU for now this point for about 10 years at this point, because his first film in the MCU was Captain America the Winter Soldier, which still, after this film, is still the best Captain America movie. But now that we got his own installment, it's good just to see this character again in the MCU. He still is charismatic, still be funny. But at the same time, he's just a decent person, in the MCU. The character of Sam Wilson, he hasn't changed, in any of that in his films, or even the Disney Plus show. And he also has a partner who becomes a new Falcon in this film, and they have very good chemistry. He was also in Falcon and Winter Soldier Disney Plus show as well, but they have good chemistry. I felt in terms of performance, no one gave really a bad performance, in my personal opinion. I don't think Harrison Ford as the recasted Thunderbolt Ross, honestly, it fit well, and I felt it felt kind of organic. In terms of his performance as Thunderbolt Ross, picking up where the original actor left off and stuff. But in no way I felt disrespects the original interpretation of that character. He just made it his own, and he did. However, the first 5 minutes of this movie, there is a shot of him that is absolutely hilarious. I won't go in detail, but it's just like, I can't believe Marvel did that. But you'll see it. It's clear as day when they're trying to connect dots from previous movies and stuff. Because you understand, like, the character of Thaddeus Ross originated from the Incredible Hulk in 2008 with Edward Norton, and the only returning characters, at least two of them, is Betty Ross and Tim Blake Nelson's character, the leader. They do a really good job in terms of reminding you, hey, if you forgot that 2008 movie, they give you a quick recap of everything went on. Also, to recap of, hey, this guy is running for president, and he's the guy that put the Avengers against each other with the Sokovia Accords. They go in depth with that. And in terms of the politics in this movie, not talking about the message of the movie that they try, propaganda that I understand that some people, and rightfully so, are frustrated to see in their movies. This movie's not it. They deal with politics, but within the MCU. Understand, like, hey, you have this big celestial being coming out of the water, and now that you find out that it is actually adamantium, and them trying to harvest resources in that, and him now being the president, he's trying to focus on his new image, right? Not just the fact that he's a new actor, which is better, but the fact that he wants to be known as a good person, as a a good, strong leader, and not only to the country, but also to his daughter, which they I have those plot points in there. The chemistry that Harrison Ford and Anthony Mackie have, these are talented actors. And again, they're charismatic on their own, just in terms of the presence that they command on screen. They have that in this film. Anthony Mackie made comments about, this is bringing back into old school Marvel. He's right in terms of the tone of it being grounded, and being grounded in terms of this world. No multiverse or anything like that. It's grounded in terms of bringing back the vibe of Winter Soldier, and not steering away from it. And when they dive into those themes and into that tone, they thrive. What lacks in this movie, to me, in my personal opinion, compared to the last previous Captain America movies, is heart. And what I mean by that is that when you watch the original three Captain America films, you have a sense of aspiration and hope, right? And not that you're saying you're not getting any type of likeness or hope from Sam Wilson. It's the fact, it's the actual story that's going on in this film. It just felt really empty in terms of something was missing. Now, I'm not going to say what was missing was Chris Evans, even though he was missing. But I felt like really the heart of what Captain America was, giving hope, giving the aspect of leadership and bring everybody together. You get the sense of leadership from Sam Wilson, the character, but just as terms of viewer, I feel, and everybody keep calling him Cap and everything, but there's just a sense of a spirit that's missing in this movie that I can't put my finger on it, and I have to see after multiple viewings to kind of give you a more direct answer. I know something's off with this, right? And I couldn't put my finger on what this movie is after watching it, but three shots there is clear as day. Characters that are added like Giancarlo Esposito, and which, by the way, there was so much like mystery about who he's going to play. Oh yeah, it's Giancarlo Esposito coming into the MCU, right? And then when he makes his announcement that he's playing a Sidewinder in Brave New World back at Comic-Con, right? You think, okay, so what's the future of this character? And then literally you have a big name actor that does not really add anything to this film whatsoever. And it's a shame. And they've done this before. Star Wars have done this before, where they add big actors and they end up, not adding anything to the story. But it's unfortunate because I like Giancarlo Esposito. And he's in this movie briefly. You thinking, who was the villain of this movie? Because you have characters like Tim Blake Nelson, who plays in literally verbatim, I can say identical to Baron Zemo's character in Captain America Civil War. We're like, no, this dude did not even throw a punch or anything like that, but he played the more intellectual villain, which honestly, the leader, he does that. But I felt for the fact that Tim Blake Nelson, they could definitely done more with him. The fact that this character has not been seen for at least over 14 15 years in the MCU, and to him to come back to this, it's a shame, because the leader is such a great character in the comics and stuff like that. And by the way, I was not a fan of his design of his grotesque, like the head and makeup and everything. Like, they want to try making a more realistic way of like, hey, listen, if someone got genetic mutation or gamma radiation, what would it normally look like? A fan of how he looked in this movie, because all the promotional scenes you see in this movie, you always get teased about, oh hey, where's Red Hulk is coming, Red Hulk is finally here, right? And I'm gonna tell you this: if you took all of the TV spots, all the trailers, and someone who's good at editing could have edited all those scenes together, that is probably the exact amount of time you'll see Red Hulk in this movie. Literally 5 minutes, maybe even less than that. And I don't know if all the promotional art, people think, oh, this trailer gave too much away. It's not also that the fact they gave too much away. They have really anything else left to show you, because there's not much really else in this movie they can show you. In terms of the action scenes, one thing that got me really frustrated with this movie, obviously when you're watching trailers, how the heck is this Captain America going to fight the Hulk, or a Red Hulk to be in fact, right? And what they do in this, obviously, plot armor for days. This movie literally dispense all disbelief. Yes, I understand it's a comic movie and stuff like that, but yeah, he's basically a Captain America, Falcon, Black Panther hybrid, and that's the best way I can put that. Obviously, you see the trailer, it makes sense in terms of his combat, his suit, obviously from Wakanda and everything. But at the same time, it's also forget that the suit is from Wakanda. And I was like, all right, we understand the things that Black Panther do Black Panther has a level of strength because he also has the heart-shaped herb. Captain America has the level of strength because he has super soldier serum. So when there are things that are happening drastically different with this Captain America fighting the Red Hulk, it's like, wait, how is he not dead? Literally, even you having a vibranium type suit, whatever, is going to protect everything else inside the person's body, and they do that several times here. Even to also to extent too with the Hulk, like, or excuse me, the Red Hulk, they also forget, like, hey, the Hulk is not impervious to this, but this Hulk is. Okay. Okay. Like, in terms of taking certain damage, it was like, oh, I didn't know the Hulk was easy to to do damage this way, but this one can. I guess things come in different flavors and different colors, I guess. And also, and some of the tricks he do with the shield and stuff is interesting when when he's flying, because that's Falcon aerobatics. He does that, right? But his hand-to-hand combat, and I know there's also a clip that's been going around from the movie and stuff like that. It kind of like insinuates, listen, this dude has plot armor off for days in terms of his combat with the shield. It needs to be a little bit better. Is one with the dialogue too, because again, they try to be grounded, but when they try to be serious and try to act all like serious, cool, it doesn't deliver in terms of execution and the way it comes off. It comes across kind of cheesy, to be honest with you. And I'm being this fair because well, with this grounded MCU, they have moments where they're grounded, but at the same time, like, it's good, and it's like you're in this espionage type of story. Like, going back to Winter Soldier, like, and Anthony Mackie, who's in, and I feel like maybe this might be a situation where under the Russo brothers is where he thrives. Here that they dive into again, because my biggest fear was they're not going to dive into more of the political propaganda, and it's not what you think, honestly. I don't think this movie, in terms of the way the press been going about it, about his comments about Captain America should represent just America and all that stuff like that, but even though it's verbatim of what Chris Evans was saying, just the way that Anthony Mackie says it didn't come off very well amongst the audience. I felt that this film played it safe in terms of, yeah, you definitely see a message there, but it's not like it's beating you over the head over it. They don't mention anything really about his race, that he's a black Captain America. That people keep referring to him as Cap, and they have that, and they just kind of accept for what it is. I'm still dealing with the fact that he is Captain America, yes, and that kind of leads to a negative, like where there's moments in the scene where it's like he's saying, "Oh, I should have took the serum. Oh, and I should have, I think Steve Rogers made a mistake, give me the shield." And I was like, wait, hold up. Did we not just spend 6 episodes on Falcon Winter Soldier, which a certain population of people still have not watched? That was the entirety of your arc of saying, yeah, it's okay for you to be Captain America. So I should not be hearing this over and over again that I should have took the serum. Oh, Steve Rogers was wrong about me, choosing me. It's like, we've been down this road before. And I feel like those scenes of dialogue was only there for people who did not watch Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Like, that's where I felt like they they kind of beat over head of like, hey, we dealt 6 episodes, like 6 hours of this. This is a safe Marvel film. However, for the MCU fans, this film does continue on certain problems. However, I don't feel that this film take a step back of the MCU that we've been complaining about for the last few years with previous films. Do I think this film is going to be a waste of time for you to go see in the theaters? No. I think for Valentine's Day, you want to go see it and see the next installment of the MCU, go see this movie. It was okay. It was safe. It was average at best. That's the best way I can put it with this film. In terms of end credit scene, it is one, and I am telling you, you do not have to wait for the end of the credits to go see that. It is literally a metaphor of a adult dangling keys to a 5-year-old or to a little baby. Hey, look, here's what's coming next. And just when you think, when this movie says it's going to stay grounded, you have to remember what saga we're in right now, because they have to connect to the next movies and stuff like that. But it's completely unnecessary, and I think this movie is a disaster compared to Quantumania, compared to a She-Hulk in a Secret Invasion. However, the problems there is very apparent, and it just feels bland. I think it is a decent Captain America film, but I have seen better, plain and simple. And that's me being fair. That's not me trying to be disrespectful to Anthony Mackie or to, you know, what the character of Sam Wilson as Captain America, what he represents. But yeah, but as especially for this film, Marvel thinks that because, oh, we have another black superhero coming out in February, and the last time we did it, we made $1 billion. We can do that again. Wrong. You don't need to wait for. This is a Marvel movie. Nothing new. It's average at best. Make sure you subscribe button, comment, like, and share. Let me know your thoughts when you guys go see Captain America Brave New World in theaters February 14th, this Friday on Valentine's Day. All right, guys. I'll see you guys in the next video.